Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is my second video. So I wanted to come on today and speak to you about how to get the power back after you have been through a breakup, especially when you are coming out of a breakup with a narcissist, because coming out of a relationship normally, yes, it's really hard, but coming out of a relationship with a narcissist or coming out of a really toxic relationship can be very, very difficult, because most of the time with a narcissist, when you are cutting off their supply, they do not take that very well. So when you are, especially depending on whether you have decided to leave the narcissist, and if you have, props to you, because it's probably one of the hardest things to ever have to do, is to take back that control from the narcissist and say, this is no longer serving me, this is no longer good for me. Or if on some level that narcissist has found another form of supply and they have moved on to somebody else, then you are also going through a really, really hard time in terms of the breakup. So there's two different ways. So you have the narcissist where they have left you, they have chosen to leave you, which is leaving you with a whole mess of emotions and you not feeling good enough. You probably didn't feel good enough in the whole relationship, and you're going to really struggle with how to move forward or how to allow yourself to move forward. On the other spectrum, you have that you have left the narcissist and you have made that choice to leave the narcissist, which again is very, very hard to take that control back. So what I wanted to come and talk about is taking that power back for you and doing things that are just for you, and finding who you actually really are. Because a lot of the time when you are in relationships and you have spent time with somebody, especially if you have been in a toxic, unhealthy relationship, you have probably lost yourself in that relationship. So you are no longer sure what you want, who you are, and also you are probably no longer sure of the sort of person that you even want to be with, or even if you can have a healthy relationship. Because a lot of the time we come out of a relationship with a narcissist and we will probably think to ourselves, I don't know who I am anymore. Chances are you are going to go through the process of thinking that you are a narcissist yourself. So when you start to look into narcissism, questioning whether you are the person that you're with was a narcissist, you will then probably start thinking to yourself that, oh my God, am I the narcissist? Because that's what has been ingrained in us during that relationship, is to probably always doubt ourselves and always think the best in the person that we were with, and that's how they've made us feel. So what I want to talk about is, when you first leave that relationship, it is going to be really hard, so prepare yourself for that. And if you are thinking about leaving a relationship with a narcissist, or if you are currently in the process of going through a breakup with a narcissist, then I feel for you, because I have been there and I know exactly what it's like. I know what it feels like, and I know how hard it is, and I know how much you have got to fight with that between your head and your heart, because probably your heart is giving you the emotions that you want to see the best in that person. You think, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe things weren't as bad as what I thought they were, and you will go through those emotions. And your head is probably being the sensible one, saying you have made the right decision, but you are going to have that battle over probably the next 6 months to a year, depending on how long it takes for you to cut off that contact with your ex. So 2 ways your ex will deal with the breakup is, 1, they won't want to let you go. So they will make it very, very hard for you to leave that relationship, and they will do all they can probably to keep you in that relationship or to keep some sort of control or hold on you. Number 2 is they will disregard you and probably pretend that you never even existed. They will probably quickly move on to the next person and will already be looking for their next supply. So you need to look at it in 1 or 2 ways, how they have reacted to the breakup, but either way, you need to take back that control and not allow them to take the control with the breakup. So either way, however they react in the breakup, it is going to be a painful experience and it is going to hurt. So what we need to remember when coming out of a breakup is that we need to allow ourselves to be patient. and not expect to be over it in a week or 2 weeks. It is going to take a long time. No matter how the narcissist is with you after you have broke up with them, it is going to take a long time for you to recover from that, and you have to give yourself a lot of time, and you have to be really patient with yourself and not think, 6 months down the line, why am I still getting upset about certain things, or why am I still worrying about things, or why is he still coming up in my head? It's completely normal. So please don't put too much pressure on yourself to feel like you should be over it in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. It will take time. And the most important thing is, and what I want to share today, is 5 things that I will think will help. And this isn't just coming out of a relationship with a narcissist, but this is coming out of any breakup, and how to deal with coming out of a breakup, and 5 things to do for yourself that I think will help. Now, the first one, which is probably the hardest one you will find to do, is the cutting off contact, the detox, the not looking at his social media, the blocking his number, the not looking at pictures. You need to cut that off. That is the first thing you need to do. If I can tell anyone to do anything in a breakup, and believe me, I know that it's hard, and I know, but it is the one thing that allows you to take back that control, and it allows you to say, no, I am not letting this person do any more harm to me. And ask yourself, if you're questioning whether to block them or whether to get rid of them on social media, you're questioning whether to do that, ask yourself, what am I going to gain from keeping them on my social media? What am I going to gain by keeping contact with this person? Is it going to cause me more pain? Probably yes. Am I going to be hurt if I see something that I don't like? Yes, 100%. So you need to ask yourself, and you need to really be patient with yourself and be kind to yourself and say, actually, this is not going to serve me being in contact with this person as much as you want to. And I understand, if you're coming out of a relationship, or if it's a divorce with a narcissist, it's completely different, because, if you have children or if you have things to sort out, but try and limit the amount of contact and the reason you have contact with that person. And whenever you do have contact with that person, try to maintain that it is on your terms and that you are fully in control of if you have to keep contact. But if you don't, and there's nothing really keeping contact with them, it is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself is to detox, completely cut them off. And yes, it will be like trying to get rid of an addiction. It will be like trying to wean yourself off, smoking, alcohol, drugs. Because a narcissist, being in a relationship with a narcissist, is like a form of an addiction, because you do feel addicted to that person. So the more that you try and take back that control and say, no, this is no longer serving me. I have left this relationship for me, or I know that they have left me, and I don't want to see anything that is going to harm me anymore. So I am going to not have them in my life anymore. I will block their number. I will block them on Instagram. I will block them on Facebook. I will block their email. I will block them on LinkedIn, because a narcissist will probably try, if you block them, you're cutting off the supply even more, so they will hate it. And they will probably try any which way to get in contact with you. Whether that's I've known people trying to get in contact via eBay, emails, sending all email, to every single email address they know that you have. So just detox, block, try and focus on things that are healthy and things that are good for you. Number 2 is start looking at, so when you're coming out of a breakup, as much as it hurts, I want you to also think about how exciting this time is, because you have taken back control and you are now thinking, your future looks so exciting now, because you don't know who, you don't actually know who you're going to meet. You haven't met the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life yet. And that's so exciting that you can now go, I know that I deserve a healthy relationship. I know that I deserve to be with somebody who treats me well, who loves me, who I can trust. Whereas I guarantee you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you've been in a toxic relationship, chances are you haven't been able to trust them. And you've probably constantly felt hurt by that person. So I want you to try and maybe list 5 things that you are excited about the future. What makes you feel excited about the future? And I know that might be hard and you might have to dig a little deeper, but it'll be so worth it when you do, because you can think, if you've had to move out of the place where you were living with your ex-partner, chances are you're going to be moving into somewhere new, which, yes, it's scary, but it's also really exciting. And if you're moving into somewhere new and it's yours, think of that, how amazing and how empowering that is to say, this is mine, I've made this choice for me, and I can make this place my own. Whereas you just came out of a relationship where probably you never really knew who you were anymore and you had completely lost sense of self. So look at that as a positive. Number 3, what I want you to do is start doing things that are just for you. So start looking at things that you can do that you've not been able to do before because you had a partner, or they maybe were a bit controlling, then they controlled what you were doing, or your whole focus was on them and helping them and trying to make them a better person. So now really, this is your chance. This is your time to be thinking, what do I want to do for me? What have I always wanted to do that I've never had a chance to do before? How can I use this relationship to better me? How can I use this relationship to grow? And how can I use what's happened to me, as much as it might have been a really negative thing and at the moment feel like a really negative impact on your life? Think about the positives, because there is always positives to take from everything. And that relationship was there to teach you lessons about yourself. No matter what happened in that relationship, if there was, mental abuse, physical abuse, whatever happened, you can use those things and go, this is going to make me a stronger person. I am going to learn from this situation and I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it to my advantage. I've been there and I've done it, and I've had a lot of things that have happened to me in the past that I could have gone, woe is me. I could let it control me, but what I decided to do and what I knew I was going to do when I was coming out of a breakup was go, I need to take advantage of this situation and I need to use everything that's happened to me and everything this person has done to me to my advantage. What can I learn from this? Start doing things that make you feel empowered. Go to new classes, start something new that you've not done before. Start running, start yoga, start meditation, go to a new gym, whatever it is, but start doing things that are just for you. Because this is your time to truly find yourself again. Spend time finding who you are again. And like I said before, this is such an exciting time, as much as it might feel really hard. And yes, there will be a lot of ups and downs in getting through the breakup, but this is your time. This is your time for you to go, right, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? I've got this whole world in front of me. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? I'm free. I'm on my own. I'm no longer with this toxic person. I can do whatever I want. That's such an amazing feeling. You should be empowered by that you are taking back the control of your own life. Number 4, one of the most important things I think you can do in a breakup, because chances are when you've come out of a toxic relationship, that person has secluded you, or you no longer feel as close to your family or your friends as probably what you did before. So now is the time for you to rebuild those relationships, rebuild those bridges, and get back those people that want the best for you. Surround yourself with powerful, positive people that love you, that want the best for you, that care for you. Surround yourself with family that can build you back up. Surround yourself with people that are going to constantly fill your cup. That is one of the most important things. And another thing, whether you want to or not, I think it's so important that you seek help, because if you are coming out of a toxic relationship, you have probably suffered quite a lot, and there is probably a lot of resentment, not a lot of self-love and not a lot of self-care, and you no longer probably really know who you are. So I cannot recommend it enough that you find a coach or somebody that helps, that works for you. You want to find someone that you can relate to. You want to find someone that you can feel like you can have that relationship with, because with a coach, it works both ways. You want to find someone who you know is going to help you, and probably someone that has been in your situation before, so they completely understand. I think it's so important that when you're looking for somebody like a life coach or a counsellor, is that you find the right person, because you won't get the result that you want if you haven't got the right person. it was one of the best things that I ever did was getting a coach, and I can't recommend it enough because it completely changed my whole perception of life, and it made things that I didn't even know were an issue come to the surface. So I cannot recommend it enough, that it is something that when you're coming out of a relationship with a narcissist and you're coming out of that relationship where you no longer know who you are anymore, please reach out and ask for help, or do what I did. And there's so much content, like me putting this content out here. There's a lot of other content out there on Instagram, YouTube. There's a lot of videos out there can help and support you. So look what's out there, Google what's out there and see what works for you, and find the person that you can relate to the most. But I cannot recommend it enough that you seek that help, because it will help you get closure from that relationship. Number 5, the last thing, I cannot say how much this helped me, was you need to grieve from that relationship, and you need to allow yourself the time to grieve. You need patience. Like I said in the first point, you need to give yourself patience. You need to give yourself time, and you need to grieve. You need to grieve from that relationship. You need to allow yourself time to move forward, but you need to allow yourself to really feel what happened to you and what you went through, and write those letters to your ex and tell them how they made you feel, but you write those letters and then burn them afterwards, and use it as a release. Make sure you don't keep all those emotions inside, which is why I can't recommend enough that you get a coach, or you get a counsellor, or you go to therapy, because it will help, because you don't want to bottle up all these emotions and you don't want to keep it all inside. You need to, it's so important, and it's therapeutic, and it's helpful, and it's supportive for you and your personal growth and you finding out who you really are again. It's so important that you go through this process of grief, that you have let somebody go that no longer served you as a person. So that's just all I wanted to share today, is those 5 key points that can help you when coming out of a relationship and going through a breakup. So if you like the video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Please contact me if you are ever looking for more help, more tips on coming out of a relationship with a narcissist. Maybe you're stuck in a relationship with a narcissist. I've been there, I understand, and I know how it feels. So please always feel free to drop me a message. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon.